Hello, my friends. I told you I would come back if something happened, and here we are. The attorneys were told to report back to the courtroom at 3:30 if there was no verdict yet. So, why don't we watch it live together and see what's happening? Fan is up. They're going to call the attorneys back into the courtroom. This is frustrating, Simona. I agree with you. I do agree with you. You got that right. And here we sit. Only fans all the time on Court TV during the Karen Reed trial. Today is Thursday, June 27th, 2024. Day, what, 33, I think? And they told everybody to return back to the courtroom. There's no verdict. So here we sit. Here we sit. Tom CPU just walked back with them to court. All right. Who knows what could happen? It's like anything goes here at the Karen Reed trial, day 33. We're here for it. I'm here with you. I'm right here with you. Somebody sent me something bizarro. Um, about something going on at the VFW hall over there. Perhaps a watch party with some of the people involved in this case. I don't know if it's true, but hey, if you're having a watch party over there at the VFW, if that's real, I don't know if that's even real. I'm sure you don't have me on, but maybe you do. Maybe you do. We don't know if it's verdict time, Montague. We just heard Court TV. I've been watching as I went outside. It's a beautiful day, so I hung outside for a little bit, did a little planting. Not necessarily a verdict. They said for everyone to report back to court at 3:30 if you do not reach a verdict, but we don't know. We do not know. So I thought I'd come on, we'd watch it together. The Court TV comments are kind of funny. The things that Fan has witnessed. Fan, do you have any comment? Any comment, Fan? What's happening, Fan? How are you? Hello, Team Brittany, one of my amazing, amazing moderators. They may be watching the debate tonight over there. I have no idea because people are posting rumors everywhere. Yeah. Somebody sent that to me, Team Brittany, and I was like, what? There's a watch party over at the VFW hall, and there's a picture of what looks like Paul O'Keefe hanging out with some people who look like some other people that may be involved in this case. And I cannot confirm or deny the veracity of that. But what I can confirm or deny is a post by Jennifer Coffendoffer that someone sent me. And that's definitely, as such, perhaps her account doesn't look like a sock puppet account, in which she actually posts a picture of Dr. Wolf, one of the crash daddies, his wife's Facebook account with pictures of their children, and wrote a disparaging post about how he must be compromised because his wife joined a Free Karen Reed Facebook group 48 hours ago. So she thought that it was fine to post a picture of his wife's Facebook, and the profile pic is a picture of Dr. Wolf and his wife and their children. Way, Danielle, way. Someone sent it to me. It is not a fake account. It is her actual account. And I'm horrified. And you should be horrified too, because that is horrifying. Who does that? Who does that? Explain something to me about Twitter. Because I don't know about Twitter. I quit Twitter as soon as I started handling this case because people started coming for me. And it was an old account that I never even really used. People, I guess, can get monetized on Twitter based on engagement. And does it matter if it's good or bad engagement? I don't know how Twitter works with their monetization. Right, Paula, that was terrible. Leave people alone. We don't do that here. We do not do that here. We don't even use the cursey words because I just don't like them on my channel, because a lot of people want to watch a place that doesn't use words like that because their kids are in the room and they like to watch without headphones. And yep, she's the one who was found sneaking around. Mhm. At 34 Fairview in the bushes on a ring cam, slinking away like the Pink Panther. Somebody got, you know who got it? The people who now own 34 Fairview. made that public. And there were 2 cars in the driveway. So, yeah, that was horrible. Horrible. Horrible disparaging post and doxing Crash Daddy Dr. Wolf's wife and children. So, I didn't name him Crash Daddy. Somebody in the chat did, or someone somewhere else did. Gross. That is gross behavior. Engagement is engagement. It doesn't matter for monetization. Okay. Well, that's interesting to know. So I guess that's why a lot of these people just keep all the horrible comments about them up on Twitter because they throwing stones. There's a Grateful Dead reference. Thanks, Kitty, the Florida cat mom. Throwing stones at that van right now. Jennifer Pound says she wants to mess with the FBI. Go ahead, Jen. Go right ahead. Hi, Oblivious Benson. Oblivious Benson, did you see JC's tweet doxing Crash Daddy Dr. Wolf's wife and children? Oh, you know who I'm talking about. OB. I'm horrified. I'm in shock and horror that somebody would do that. Somebody who calls themselves like an authority, right? An authority on mainstream media that is called as an expert. Somebody says Turtle Boy says they're done for the day. $50 a day is what they get paid in Massachusetts on jury duty. Yannetti Spaghetti, Jennifer Coffendoffer. I'm just gonna say her name, Jennifer Coffendoffer. I usually don't allow her name on this channel after what she did to me on Court TV twice in January. Tried to publicly make me look like a complete and total idiot for saying that I thought the injuries to Officer Don O'Keefe's arm looked like a dog attack. She did on national television. And then she came for me in the cesspool of Twitter and told everyone that I was covering this case for the money and that I was a grifter and that I should be disbarred. So yeah, that's it. Ted Daniels says no verdict. All right, well, they're going to have to dismiss them. She's going to have to dismiss them formally. So we are going to, yeah, Court TV is usually a couple of seconds behind. So let's just give them a minute. I mean, if Boston 25 has it, they have it. But I told you guys I would come back and I like to keep my promises. So here I am. Well, they're live, but there's nothing happening. Court TV is live too, but I don't see. The judge didn't take the bench on Boston. Is Boston 25? All right. It's here. I've got it. Oh, here they come. Audio.
To see counsel at sidebar, please.
Sorry, I muted it because they had that weird music playing, and I was like, "What?" I was freaking.
Back in session. You may be seated.
Okay, the jury indicates they want to go home. All right, but I'd like to see counsel at sidebar, please.
Okay, jury indicates they want to go home. Seeing counsel at sidebar. There's Paul O'Keefe. I cannot confirm or deny whether he was hanging out at the VFW hall, so I don't know if that was real, if that was photoshopped. I have no idea. Paul and Erin O'Keefe. I see Mrs. O'Keefe. It's Mr. O'Keefe. They want to go home. It's 3:45. I wonder if they're deadlocked and they're going to say so, but I don't think they've been deliberating long enough. Karen's brother and her parents right here. And we wait. Tomato Berry says, I hate how she uses sidebar when the jury's not in the room. I agree. I'm not a fan of that either. StreamYard is having issues again. They're not highlighting my super chats, so I'm sorry if I don't get to you, but I'm going to try and find you. Jagirl, thanks for the 5. Dr. Wolf's wife has asked for any post to be reported as harassment. She and her children have been put in danger. Yes, thank you, Jagirl, for that. I reported it on Twitter when they did it to me, and Twitter doesn't seem to care. Maybe if enough of you do, something can be done. Thank you forever, Wander. Who cared about
Jim.
the engagement is good. So it's now. Okay. Thanks, Nancy, for the tents. Appreciate your tally. Keep it nice. You see?
Yeah. I'll talk.
Oh, they turned off the hot mic. There was a hot mic moment there. And the Squish says they don't want to go back to their jobs. What's the VFW hall? It's like a place where you can go drink. I don't know if you need to be a member. It's the veterans of, I'm not sure. You guys tell me, veterans of foreign war? I don't know. It's like a club, like a moose lodge kind of thing, you know? It said Christ the majority, but rise for the jury is what he said. But the closed caption said Christ the majority. Shaylee says they should have to stay there or we will be here until next summer. Dawn says, guessing things are getting heated and they all agreed to a timeout. Could be. As I reminded everyone this morning today. Oh, I'll go back there.
Hey, Jers. We all appreciate how hard you've been working, and I understand you'd like to stop for the day, so we will certainly do that. We appreciate everything you're doing. I do have to give you those same precautions. Please do not discuss this case with anyone. Don't do any independent research or investigation into this case. If you happen to see, hear, or read anything about this case, please disregard it and let us know. Clear your heads. We'll see you tomorrow.
Good, all rise. Hurry up.
God save the Commonwealth. God save the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. If you're just tuning in, everyone was called back to court at 3:30. So I just jumped on live. You didn't miss a notification. But the jury has told the court that they want to go home for the day, and the judge has obliged. The jury's being sent home.
Be seated.
All right, we'll see everybody tomorrow morning. Thank you.
Thank you. Rise, please.
And that's it. Nothing else to discuss. So we come back tomorrow for another day, which is turning into Groundhog Day for many of us. Kiwi Fruit just has an awful feeling someone got to them. I don't know. Mimi says Ray Charles can see that she's innocent. Rhino says they're deadlocked. I don't think it's enough time to say that they're deadlocked. Maybe after tomorrow. I don't know. You know, Massachusetts has its own rules and guidelines and regulations. So I don't know if you're just tuning in. This was an impromptu live that I just jumped on because Court TV said that they were calling everyone back to the courthouse at 3:30. The jury sent a note to the judge saying they would like to go home. And the judge said, you've all been working hard or had. So we're going to let you go and come back tomorrow. We don't know what's going on inside the jury room. We will not know until if and when, after this case is over, one of the jurors decides to speak to the media. Weather check right now in Dedham, it is 82 degrees, partly cloudy. It's probably hot as hell in that courtroom. They just like literally got Wi-Fi before the trial started. Although it's not so humid today. It feels like 83. And the humidity is about 48%. Next week is the 4th of July week. So a lot of people have off and they have vacations planned and they probably don't want to sit there for next week. Paul's face has mellowed. I noticed that too. Some people say maybe that's because he was out at the VFW hall. Somebody sent me something that was posted on the cesspool about what looked like some sort of watch party at the VFW hall. And I cannot confirm nor deny what I've been told. Michelle Gamble, I wonder if they're going to split the baby. I don't know. Mel. Told you my Karen Reed's body language only while she was talking to Yannetti. She didn't look upset. It means hard. You can never, ever, ever second guess or even guess what a jury is doing. I thought I would pull up at least something to show you guys from something I saw earlier on the news, and it gives us a little a picture of the outside of the courthouse today from a reporter's perspective. So let's take a look there. And this was posted by Boston 3 hours ago. This is from this morning.
Mid-morning, Karen Reed and her lawyers leave the courthouse, as they're allowed to do once the jury resumes deliberations each day. They walk across the street to greet supporters who are gathered just outside the buffer zone around Norfolk Superior. Note Reed's words of encouragement to this 12-year-old boy who told her he gets bullied due to a medical condition.
Okay, listen to this. This was like really got me. Listen to this. There's a 12-year-old there this morning who has a sign, and Karen took away the sign and said, no, we're not going to show the sign. I don't know what it said, but it said something about he gets bullied at school. And listen to what Karen says to him.
Encouragement to this 12-year-old boy who told her he gets bullied due to a medical condition.
There's bullies, even adult bullies, as you know. You live next to one. My seed for that. This time you're stronger than he is. You've been through more. It'll just prepare you for other things in life. That for me was actually part of this.
Today is day 3 of jury deliberations. 6 women and 6 men are now deciding whether to convict or acquit Reed for the murder of her boyfriend, John O'Keefe. On Wednesday, the jury requested to see a state police report about the search at 34 Fairview Road in Canton. But Judge Beverly Cannoni denied the request, telling the jury that report is not part of the evidence and that all evidence needed to reach a verdict is already in the jury room. Still, the request could be an indication of the diligence of the 6 women and 6 men who are deliberating this case. On Tuesday, when Judge Cannoni was charging the jury, she urged them to focus first on the evidence presented during the trial.
Although how you conduct your deliberations is up to you, I urge you not to begin conducting an immediate straw vote. Rather, I encourage you not to take any votes until you have completed a careful and thorough collective view of all the evidence.
The judge has told the jury that the court will maintain its regular schedule of taking lunch between 1 and 2 p.m. each day, so we do not expect any questions from the jury during that time, and certainly no verdict during that period. For now, though, verdict watch continues. Reporting live at Norfolk Superior Court in Dedham, Todd Kiskiewicz, WCVB News Center 5.
Yeah. Oh, Tom CPU is live. Let's just look in and see what he's got going on there.
Huh? Nothing.
There's Karen and her team walking to their car.
Nothing. Hey, Bob.
His audio's going in and out, so it's not you. So Karen and her team walking back to their car for another night of no verdict. Another night with no verdict. If you're just tuning in, everyone was called back to the courtroom at 3:30. The jury sent a note to the judge saying they would like to go home, and the judge said, okay, you can go home. You've been working hard. Or hard. And it must be very, very hot in that courthouse, I imagine. Janae says, thanks for the 10, Janae. Do you think the defense should have put on more witnesses to solidify their case? Seems like they have a lot more material, but we're very confident. Thank you. A lot of people have a lot of questions about certain things that weren't brought up during the case that we know of because we've been covering it for so long. Like, where'd all the blood go? You know, stuff like that. The basement floor being ripped up at 34 Fairview. But I think that the defense's strategy, and I don't know, I'm just guessing, was that they knew the jury was tired. They didn't want to drone on for another 30 days. And they put on the strongest points witnesses for the defense case on in 2 days. And in my mind, I think they did what they had to do. I mean, who else could they call, really? That would have been that important to make a difference. I don't know. Carolyn says, definitely should have said alleged murder of a boyfriend. News needs to get it right. Lizzie Dalton says, they're being careful to see all the evidence. Lally put them through hell. Bev made sure they didn't pull straws. In my opinion, they want nobody to question their decision. It's very hard waiting. It is. It is very hard waiting. Boston Sarah says the sign, the young boy's
You do
sign.
not have a la carte in here. You get it?
Trying to tell everyone-
No, you don't. But you have to be with them. This team is employed with them. You are not. You have to be with them. You understand?
Okay, I do
For
now.
tomorrow. Okay.
I do
Okay.
now.
No problem. And this right here is a violation. This is arrestable. All right?
This is arrestable. This is Tom CPU.
I didn't need to see you with your shirt on.
Well. You can never tell. Sunny side of the street is dark. Here we are, folks, on Shakedown Street. There's a song that just came to mind, Shakedown Street. Laura says, this is outrageous. We are outraged. We're still outraged. Jury's taking their time. Blessed Mom from Texas says, love you, Karen. You're a class act. Patty Minko says Channel 5 legal analyst is all Brian Higgins' attorney. Interesting.
And they said they would regroup before the end of the day. So the jury could say, we want to work late, we're going to close, we need a couple more hours. They worked on so we can close.
Pamela Campbell says, I love how many guys have shown up to escort them. Danielle says, I think there's a juror who will not relent from their guilty vote. You may be right. There may be a holdout. Yesterday, when they came in and asked for the CERT team report, the search and rescue team report, judge said, you have all the evidence. We can't give it to you. But the CERT team is the team that was led by Lieutenant Kevin O'Hara and came and started finding taillight pieces after 5:30 p.m. on January 29th, 2022, after the crime scene was left unsecured when Canton PD left at around 8 a.m. Thanks, Jody R. Arrington, for becoming a new member. Jenny said they told Tommy he wasn't security and couldn't walk out with them. Kimberly, thank you so much for your $20 super chat. Says, thanks for keeping us updated, Melanie. I appreciate you. I appreciate you too, Kimberly. Melissa Crawford says Karen's team hired security after the media mob 2 days ago. I mean, that was crazy. There was thousands of people. I don't know how many people are there today. Does anybody have a read on that? Stacy, thanks for the super sticker. Sherry says they could have called Tom Beatty and his daughter. I don't know. I don't know if they knew what they were going to say. There were witnesses that they were going to call that apparently then said, oh, is this them walking back into the courthouse? I rewound a little bit. Okay, so that was earlier. And let's see what Tom got after they left, if anything. What, if anything, did Tom CPU get after they left?
Here we go.
All right, we'll watch that. No, I don't know. I don't know what Tom Beatty was going to say. I don't know that it would be great to bring anybody's kid in, force them to testify the way they brought the niece and nephew in to testify. I didn't like that either.
Yeah, there's Karen, Eddie.
Boston Russo says
Karen,
there
how are
looks
you
like there might be
doing?
a holdout.
Alan, how are you doing? Any reaction to them continuing? Karen, are you nervous that they're taking this long?
Greg, how you holding up, Greg?
You could hear in the background hot mics of reporters that are
Imagine that.
going live. This is
Great
Tom
job.
CPU's
Killing
feed.
it, bud. Killing it.
So
Thank you.
If you like watching
Wait,
live,
hear what he just said?
boots on the ground. Agree, Brenda. It's not Bev's job to tell them how to deliberate. She did make a strong suggestion that they shouldn't do a straw poll.
Yep, because I'm not on the security detail. I wasn't invited to be on that detail. So I'm not allowed in there, around there, or anywhere near there. Charge of the security detail. Yeah,
See what happens
trial. Yep.
next. We're a little behind on this.
Didn't know, sorry. That's buffer zone prohibited. Didn't know, sorry.
See. Tom, give us a wide shot so we can see what's happening there. All right, so it's Tom CPU. If you don't know who Tom CPU is, he is outside the courthouse every morning and every afternoon, boots on the ground. Sub to him if you enjoy watching the live coverage of what's happening. Doc TJB says if the Commonwealth didn't prove that her car hit him, they cannot convict her on any of the charges, and they definitely did not prove that. Just the opposite. I agree with you. Cat Pool says Rittenhouse was like 10 days. I'm okay with them taking their time. Something's happening outside my window. That's very loud. Kyle, thanks so much for the 5. Wow, got unsubbed as I was watching. Hope it's a guilty holdout. The alternative, that it's a not guilty holdout, is terrifying. Maybe it's diligence. Could be. Mama Carter says that Tom CPU has walked with them every day since day one. He's been very, very dedicated. CE says, I was on a jury. We deliberated for a week and didn't pick up one piece of evidence. That's interesting. That is interesting. Look, the jury came into this case not knowing anything about it. So for them to try and digest everything that they've heard in 30 days of testimony is difficult. So many of us know the case so very well. And so for us, it seems like an easy decision, but they're taking their time, and I have to admire that. Tom Petty, the waiting is the hardest part. Yep. That's right. Shakedown Street, Grateful Dead. Something's up with StreamYard. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to get to your super chats, but they're not coming into their special column. JR Cuber, thank you. AJ looked mad after sidebar. I wasn't looking. I was trying to run the stream, so I'm going to take your word for it. Team Brittany, one of my amazing moderators. If any of you had a security team, you would want them to protect you. That's all they are doing. It was nothing personal against anyone. Totally agree. Totally agree. And when Jen McCabe and Brian Albert and Colin Albert came to court, they were escorted in and out by Massachusetts State Police. So that's interesting. That's right. Poulier du monde. Once in a while, you get shown the light in the strangest of places if you look at it right. Another Grateful Dead reference from Scarlet Begonias. Yeah, Nixie, it's Terrapin Station. Wow, we got a lot of deadheads in here today. Yeah, right. Right, Kristen Pino, it's only 15 hours of deliberation. That's not a long time. This is a very, very serious case. It's a big case, and everybody knows the historical ramifications of it. Nixie's guessing tomorrow by lunch. And Iceman 2.0, amazing how the deck continues to be stacked against Karen. 6 of the 7 men made the cut and 5 women left out. Yeah, so they're down to 6 women and 6 men. 2 of the women who were made alternates, there was some reporting from inside the courtroom that one of them was visibly very upset that she was made an alternate. Not happy at all. Oh, Larry Longcat said he had a free Karen Reed shirt in the buffer zone. That was the arrestable offense. Oh, you're talking about Tom CPU? Got it. Melissa, this video isn't from earlier. It was just a couple minutes ago. I had Tom on my TV. Right. But some of it was from before we just watched the court hearing, and then some of it was from after they came out of court, right? Uncle Milty, am I more concerned than I am? You meaning me personally, or are you asking the other people in the chat? I really thought they were going to come back very quickly. I thought they would go around the table and say, do you think he was hit by a car? And to me, there's no evidence that he was hit by a car. So I thought it would be faster than this. I don't think that I'm concerned, really. I personally don't think there's any way there could be that 12 people could agree to convict with the shoddy investigation and the many other theories surrounding this case. Personally, I don't think 12 people can agree on a conviction. If one person decides to hold out, that could hold up an acquittal. Born Free says, I'm guessing someone on the jury's been threatened at this point. You know, I don't think that Brian Albert, Jen McCabe, Colin Albert, and Carrie Roberts had the wonderful effect that they thought it was going to have on the jury. I think they may have felt threatened. I don't know. What was the purpose of that? Were they there to show that the O'Keefes don't think that they did it or had anything to do with it? And the jury shouldn't either? Or was it to intimidate them? I don't know. Sammy is random says, I almost wish the defense didn't create a concrete story. I think it might have weakened their case. Thanks for your thoughts. Nixie, a lot of bullies out there. Keep changing your name, girl. I know you. I see you. Celery 08. I agree with Mac that AJ should have begun with the Commonwealth had to prove one fact. Was Officer O'Keefe killed by a motor vehicle? They could not even do that. His theme was look the other way. Look the other way. Ellie Burris. I'm 69 and get my internet honestly. My mom was reading detective mags when I was 9. I was reading Sherlock Holmes at 12. Oh, that's cute. Lisa said, I wish they at least called the tow truck driver. Well, I guess now Sean McDonough was reporting something like the tow truck driver says that wasn't him coming out of the inverted Sallyport video. That wasn't him coming out of what looked like the passenger side, but was really the driver's side of Karen's car. So I don't know. Swiffer Duster, Kitty, and Fur Friends Can't Explain by The Who to our playlist, and from AJ's Closing, and It Can Happen by Yes. Great songs, both. Great songs, both. The smaller crowd today, yeah? Cheryl says smaller crowd today. Temperature there today, we just went over that. I think it's 82 degrees. So we wait another night. Mel Stiller, just leave Karen alone. Reporters who can't report. Yeah. Michelle Fannin is sick to her stomach, says, please pray. Oh, is Beatty's daughter an adult? I don't know. That's a good point, Kelly. I'm not sure. Laura B., the extraordinary machine. I think they're trying to wait until it makes sense. That's the point. It doesn't. Acquit. Thank you, Little Cupcake, for being the voice of reason. It really hasn't been very long that they've been sitting uninterrupted. So no panic here. Danielle Alexander, Karen, are you nervous? Are you serious? Of course her life is on the line. BR says the Alberts rented out the VFW near the courthouse to drink. Is that accurate? I know somebody sent it to me, but I wasn't sure if it was accurate or not. It looked like Paul O'Keefe was there too. I don't know. Oh, Bo, if you go back, there was a young boy, 12 years old, who had a sign outside the courthouse that he was being bullied or something. And Karen went over and gave him some words of encouragement and spoke to him. And it was on camera. And I played it earlier on a news clip. So that's out there from something that was maybe 3 hours ago. I forget what station it was already. Cheryl Kelleher, thank you so much. I'd love for you to read Larry the DUI guy's tweet from 3:30. It makes so much sense, in my opinion. Let me see if anybody sent it to me. Uno momento. From when? What was it from? 3:30? If anybody has it, can you send it to me? Nobody sent it to me. Just email it to me. Fanbase@mlittlelaw.com. Thanks, Cheryl. Appreciate you. KPT Tom had already been told that morning and he did it again. Let's all just follow the rules, eh? Eh? Cam says they think AJ held off on Beatty because he felt he didn't need them and also considered they still have to live in this town. Yeah. Tina thinks that Bev should be making the jurors stay longer. There's nothing worse, though, than a tired, hot, and hangry jury, right? I mean, I don't think they have very good air conditioning wherever they have the jurors sitting. I'm not sure because I don't know where they're sitting in the courthouse, but the courtroom doesn't have great air conditioning. It's over 100 years old, that courthouse. She sent them home because they sent a note in saying that they wanted to go home. Yes, great. Hit the like button. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Oh, Pat Sanford, Jen and Jill Daniels showed up at the Beatty's home, and I believe Jill told the 16-year-old girl to put something in her mouth, and if you can't keep it shut. After seeing her on Sunday, I can see her saying it. That's interesting information. What's going on? Jury's been sent home for the day. They're going to come back at 9:00 to resume deliberations. I agree with you on this, Mrs. Jim Marston. I thought this from the beginning. At this point, the jury should be sequestered. The world knows one juror takes public transportation, and that is unsettling. Oh, we probably shouldn't have reported that. They're trying to put a 100-piece puzzle together with only 49 pieces. Yeah. Right. Carrie says, Colin called the Beatty kid for a ride that night. Jen called the father, Beatty, at, 5 a.m. Sus. Beatty won't toe the line for the McAlberts and have felt the consequences in town and school. Maybe that's why he wouldn't come in. Maybe he didn't want to come in. Maybe he refused. Connie, thanks for the 5. Love your channel. FYI, it took 35 hours over 9 days for a jury to find Robert Blake not guilty. Okay, that's good. Good to know. Everyone should just relax. Four days for Rittenhouse, 27 hours, says Art Bubbles. Are the jurors able to look at their notes? They are when they're deliberating, but every night the notebooks get locked up. They can't take them home. And after the trial, they're supposed to be destroyed. Nobody's supposed to read them. It's true. This is true too. Laughing Coyote 111. The jury didn't get to rewind every time something didn't make sense, right? They didn't get to watch 5 YouTube shows every night, breaking it down for them, explaining things, watching video over and over and over again. They saw it once. They wanted the CERT team report and they didn't get it. And they're not supposed to do any outside research. They're not supposed to be watching YouTube. Oh, thank you, Bunny, for sending me a Venmo earlier today. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Chat is moving. You guys are moving like crazy over here. What's going on? What's going on is that the jury went home and they're coming back tomorrow. And we're just going to run through a couple of questions. Melanie, what did you think of this awesome Garrett Wing video he posted about this case last night? I posted it on my community tab. His channel is, he came on my show in January because I felt gaslit after I was made to look like a fool by that woman on Court TV because I said that I thought that his arm wounds, Officer John O'Keefe's arm wounds were caused by a dog attack. I was told by this woman that I was crazy, that I didn't have a PhD, and how dare I hypothesize on what those injuries were. And so I looked up, or actually one of my amazing mods, Team Brittany, didn't you turn me on to Garrett Wing? He's got a YouTube channel with something like, let's say, I'm going to tell you where to go find it. I posted it yesterday. His YouTube is called At American Standard K, letter K and 9. And he came on my channel in January, and he's a canine dog trainer. And he's got an amazing channel on YouTube. And yesterday he posted a video on the Karen Reed case that he says he learned from me all those months ago in January. It already has 119,000 views. So yay, Garrett Wing. And he's almost at 2 million subscribers on YouTube, 1.93 million subscribers. Let's get him to 2 million subscribers, shall we? At American Standard K9. Go watch his latest video. I posted it on my community page, and I thought it was great. It's very self-explanatory. I thought it was very obvious that this was a dog attack when I first saw it. And so I found him. He did a show with me. A lot of you saw that show. Convinced a lot of you. But again, if the jury doesn't think that John O'Keefe got hit by a car, it's game over. It's not guilty. All the charges require Karen Reed's vehicle striking John O'Keefe. Whitney, I have a feeling they've reached a verdict and they all want to sleep on it tonight. That may be true, Whitney. Maybe that's true. They want to come in fresh tomorrow and just do it tomorrow before they have to deal with the media and the crowds and the public and the, being completely like inundated with phone calls and text messages and requests for interviews. You could be 100% right. It's been a long day. It's been a long week. Tomorrow's Friday. They want to go home probably for 4th of July week next week. A lot of them probably have off from work for at least part of the week. And somebody said ARCA testimony stands for not guilty. I agree. But the fact that somebody would think it was cool to dox Dr. Wolf and his wife and their children's photos on Twitter, who calls themselves an expert on mainstream media channels, is incredibly disturbing. Kathy Madsen, thank you for tuning in from Australia. Says, my partner was assaulted by an off-duty officer through our car window. Police said juries hate finding police guilty. Karen Reed being innocent means cops are guilty. Our jury came back not guilty. Wow. I'm so sorry that happened to your partner. That's devastating. John B. Debot, thank you for your super chat. Hung jury at least gives the feds time to expose more. This is true. I mean, they're watching. They're watching. Private info, thanks for the 20. Sorry if this has been asked, but does this long of a deliberation tend to mean a better chance she'll pick up a charge of some sort? No. You never know what's going on in that room. People have pointed out all of the other very big trials and very big cases and how long it takes to come to a not guilty verdict in many big cases. In order to convict her on any of the charges, they have to believe that a car accident happened. So I don't think you can really read into it one way or another. In my opinion, I don't think that 12 people can agree on finding her guilty based on all of the evidence that we've seen and all of the expert testimony that we've seen. So do not fret. Yoli Washburn, does the jury see or hear the Karen supporters? I think they're bussed in, somebody said, from behind and come in the back door of the courthouse. I really don't know. I think it's hard not to see them. It was also hard not to see Brian Albert, Jen McCabe, Colin Albert, and Kerry Roberts staring at them during closing arguments. So there's that. Ever seen Copland film? No, Tosh Quinn, I have not. You recommend? We were looking earlier on the stream this morning. Oh boy, did we have a lot of fun. We were trying to just distract while we waited, and we talked about casting who would play some of the characters in the Karen Reed miniseries that were fake casting. Talked about a lot of other things to watch on TV so we can get away from YouTube for a bit. So Copland, the movie, is that good? Catherine, thank you so much for your super chat. Team Brittany, right on, girl. I mean, it's on subscribers only. Stop with the disrespectful and personal comments. We are in no mood for it today. Thank you, Team Brittany. Right on, sis. We are one. Thank you from New Zealand. Oh, thank you for covering this. Watching from the world is watching. The world is watching. We're going to be back tomorrow. Checker One says Boston 25 is reporting FBI has Route 88 in Westport shut down to perform a search. I don't know if that has anything to do with this case. I did see some headlines earlier about that. Yes, Classy Lassie from Tallahassee. We watched that earlier. The 11-year boy, I think he was 12, had his sign saying he also has a colostomy bag. Not sure if that is the right term in the US. Karen had a long chat with him and gave him a big hug and had photos with him. She said some nice things to him, and we caught that on the news and we showed that clip earlier. Who are the Canton 9, Kimmy? Thanks for tuning in from Canada. Can somebody explain to Kimmy who the Canton 9 are? Because you are more well-versed in it than I am. There are 9 people who I think were protesting with signs across the street from D&E Pizza, which is owned by Chris Albert. And they, I think, were arrested for witness intimidation, but their charges are still pending. And I'm not sure if that's even 100% correct. So, Lindsay, thanks for becoming a member. Tal and Boardman, thank you for becoming a member. EB said, I would rather be prosecuted in Russia than Massachusetts. We're waiting and everyone's getting anxious, but thank you. Thank you, Team Brittany. Garrett also started another channel. He's starting another channel to talk about more police stuff, more crime stuff. So that's real cool. So go sub up to Garrett and also to Auntie Deb, who was kind enough to join us the other day to entertain us for a bit while we waited. We've been on jury watch for very, very very long time here. Sharon, thank you so much for the 5. Why doesn't Bev tell them they should stay and try to get a verdict? 3:30 is a bit early. No, listen, you don't want a hangry jury, you don't want a hot jury, and you don't want a tired jury. You ever try and just even go grocery shopping when you're all 3 of those things? Doesn't work out well. Does not. So I think she was given it. They want to go home. And somebody said, and maybe she's right. Maybe they reached a verdict, then they want to just come back fresh and have it read in the morning, and they don't want to deal with all the attention tonight. They're tired and hot. Suzanne Lank was first on scene for Sandra Birchmore as well. Surprisingly, he pulled all video immediately and secured the scene. Well, that's kind of shocking. Thank you, Scott. Thank you, Patriotiac. Thanks for all your coverage. The family group texts with your links are still going out each day, morning and afternoon. I've just been unable to chat much. Enjoy the break. Thank you. What break? Are we getting a break? Did somebody say we're getting a break? I didn't know that. Scott, I'm not sure what email it is here. Oh, Stacy, there's a lot of videos there. I can't really play someone else's work, but thank you for sending them to me. I can't play someone else's work without specific permission. I have permission like from Auntie Deb and from Aussie Insider, but thank you. I'll take a look through that stuff later if I can get permission. I wouldn't play another creator's work without permission. I just don't do that. A lot of people do it. I don't. I know I have permission from Tom CPU, Aussie Insider, and Auntie Deb, so that's who I play. Kathy D, thanks so much. Do you think the PhDs have testified in front of the grand jury already since the report came in February? Thanks, Mel. Yeah, they definitely have. That's how the defense and the prosecution found out about the PhDs, Dr. Rentschler and Dr. Wolf, because it was turned over to them with the TUI materials. I have a whole show on that if you want to go back and watch it. I have a Karen Reed playlist. It's in the playlist. It says it's entitled something like Feds Turn Over 3,074 pages of documents. Watch it. I mean, go back and watch a lot of the pretrial hearings, you guys, if you haven't started following this case until the trial, because you will get a read on what's been excuse the pun, on what's been going on for the months and months that we've been covering this year. Kyle, thanks for the super chat. Was hit at 30 miles an hour and on scene. Bruise was all glancing. So you were bruised? At 30 miles an hour, you were bruised? I'm missing something there, Kyle. Sorry. My brain. It's kind of like mush right now. Oh, here's Garrett Wing's new channel. Thank you, Team Brittany. You can also find that on his current channel. Tosh Quinn, it's a good film, Melanie. I meant cops have each other's backs. Conflict of interest a lot. It's called Copland. Thank you, Tosh Quinn. We will all go look for that. Maybe something to watch tonight because there's no verdict today. And maybe you want to take a step back from this case for a little while and watch something else. D, thanks for the 5. What exactly is a hung jury and how do you get to that point? It's when they are just deadlocked and they cannot agree and they will tell the judge that, Judge, we have been deliberating for this long and we are never going to come to an agreement. And they're deadlocked and they're never going to reach a verdict because one person or more than one person will not budge and they ask to just be let go. And that's a hung jury. And then the Commonwealth would have to decide whether or not they would want to prosecute Karen Reed again, if that was the case. Lacey Lace, thanks to the 5. I've heard multiple lawyers give the defense's expert testimonies very little weight. Why do you think that's so? I don't know what multiple lawyers you're watching out here in the netherworlds of YouTube, but I give those defense expert testimony, both of them, quite a lot of weight. They are very highly educated, PhDs, biomechanical engineering, a lot of degrees. They've been doing this for a long time. They've investigated hundreds or thousands of accident cases, and they said John O'Keefe was not hit by a car and a car did not hit John O'Keefe. And I find that testimony to be the physics doesn't lie. So I don't know who you're watching, Lacey Lace, but that's interesting to me. You mean like talking heads on like regular news channels or YouTubers? Arlene, thanks for being a member for 4 months. This is free Karen Reed. Yes. Thanks, Team Brittany. Your Honor on Netflix from 2020 with Bryan Cranston. It's awesome. It is awesome. Really, really, really great show, miniseries. Thanks, Peggy, for the tennis pen. Is Bev pulling jury foreman before alternate a problem? That's the way they do it in Massachusetts, I'm told, Peggy. Judge chooses the foreman or foreperson. Alternates are pulled out of a bingo type container. They spin it up, pull them out. In New York, juror number 1, whoever sits in seat number 1 is always the foreperson. That's just the way it's done here. Massachusetts has different rules. Thanks, Gooner, for becoming a member. Appreciate you. What does the CERT team mean? It is the SERT team, Search and Rescue. So SE is for Search and Rescue Team. Why would they ask for that? That's the law enforcement agency that came to search the scene. And when I say scene, I mean the lawn at 34 Fairview after 5:30 p.m. on January 29th of 2022. Lieutenant Kevin O'Hara testified that he was in charge of that scene and that they started finding, or pieces of taillights started revealing themselves. He orchestrated a grid search and they were looking for the report. Why would they ask for that? Maybe they wanted to prove to another person that they didn't agree with when those pieces of taillights started revealing themselves or were found. Were they found on top of the snow? Did they have to dig for them? And that report is not in evidence, and or that report does not exist. Why they were asking for it, I don't know. That's just my guess. Thanks, Chloe Albert's Revenge. As Get Industries made a video of Trooper Paul's imaginary cartoon theory, and it's ridiculous. If she'd done that, she would have slid out of control. Yep. So go look for As Get Industries YouTube channel. Sally Port. I love when you guys change your names to match the trial. Lawyers who are not watching the trial. That's what the lawyers. STS has had a bunch of people on saying things like that. And it's clear they don't know the evidence that came in at trial. I was on that show once, way before the trial. And about Karen Reed. And I think I probably knew the most out of the other panelists about this case. KV2, thanks for the 5. Sorry, this has already been answered, but does Bev have any supervision? I feel like this judge is absolutely atrocious and blatantly biased. Judges have judicial immunity unless there's any crimes committed. Their rulings are their rulings, and there's nothing that really can be done about that except for appeals. So there's no public admonishment or anything like that. Julia 543, YouTube non-lawyers have started talking heads on that have clearly not watched the trial. Well, you know that I'm not one of them, right? We've been going at this since January, my friends. January. Go to the playlist and rewatch. Nancy, definitely watch the pretrial videos. There you go. I was just about to say that, Nancy. Thanks. You took the words right out of my mouth. As Meatloaf used to sing. All right, I think I got all the super chats. We are going to, thank you. Thanks for saying I did well on that show. There was a lot of hate in the comments and a lot of hate in the chat. And, to be honest, that's why I don't really like going on other people's shows unless I know that they're like a kind creator. Like, I'm not going to like spin the wheel and just go on some crazy show that I don't know anything about where all of the gross comments are going to stay up and nobody's going to moderate them or take them down. And yeah, no thanks. Not for me. It's not for me. I'll just sit here on my own channel where I can have moderators that are amazing and, keep kindness around. I'm not doing it. EB says next time USA invades a country to bring rule of law, I will remember this trial. I hope we all do. Hope we all remember it. Today is the feast day of Our Lady of Perpetual Help in the Catholic religion, who is the patron saint of miracles and prayer. And we're hoping that the verdict will come today, but so far no. Oh, Kyle says, I was working a crash. The side swipe doesn't work. Got it. So you don't believe the side swipe theory and the pirouette and the smacking the head into the curb and then flying like 30 feet onto the lawn, like, chitty chitty bang bang. Somebody said I'm a late trial watcher. Did they try moving the trial out of Canton? Nope. They made a motion to have the judge recuse herself. Motion denied. Motion to have the DA removed from this case. A motion denied. A motion to dismiss the indictments. The indictment of the state grand jury denied. You should go back and watch those shows where we just went over the motions because they're very, very interesting. You'll find out a lot more information. Jared says, howdy, Melanie. Circa 3 minutes ago, you said Talking Heads, and I just want to inform you that my favorite Talking Heads song, also one of my favorites, is of all time, Burning Down the House. I believe that's on the playlist. It should be. Isn't there a chief judge that oversees them? Yeah. But I don't think they can be, admonished or get in trouble for their rulings or their, behavior on the bench. I mean, it's a very high standard. Please hit the like button while you're here. There are like 8,000 of you still here. And Tosh Quinn, I think I just deleted your super chat by accident, but it says, Melanie, why was another force not asked to investigate this and not too smart of them not to secure the scene? Well, it was Canton Police Department at first. Then they were conflicted out because Kevin Albert, brother of Brian Albert, homeowner Brian Albert, was on Canton PD. And then that's when the Massachusetts State Police got involved. And then they didn't secure the crime scene. And then, yeah, it's a whole Michigas mess. This whole thing is a shonda. Breaking out my New York Yiddish for you. Brenda can't wait for the FBI. Brian Walsh case will be interesting. I don't think that's coming to trial already, is it? October 2nd. I have a lot of things to do tonight, you guys. I have a life and I have plans tonight. So we've been here for an hour. Thank you all 8,000 of you for coming. It's my 1-year anniversary on YouTube. Yesterday was the first video I ever posted. Thanks, DC. You've been an OG from the beginning. 1-year anniversary. We are something like 54,000 subscribers. Let's get to 55,000 today, can we? Everyone, please hit the subscribe button. It's free. It's right below your video, or if you're watching it on a device, you may have to close out the chat to find it. Oh, we're over 55,000. Look at that. We're at 55.3. But yeah, we only have 2,700 likes, and we had at least 9,000 people in here. That's not even 30%. So yeah, if you would do that, that'd be so awesome. Share it out. Hit the like button. Do it all. Do all the things that YouTube likes. All the YouTube-ish things that are amazing. Thanks, Peggy. Do you think the defense rested too soon? Thank you. No. I think it was short and sweet and perfect. I thought their opening was amazing. I thought their closing was amazing. And I do not see any evidence that John O'Keefe was hit by a car. I just don't. The injuries aren't there. I handled hundreds, if not thousands, of car accidents during the course of my career. In addition to dog bite cases, medical malpractice cases, I know a lot about medicine. I know a lot about injuries. And I am here to tell you, just like I screamed back in January on Court TV, the injuries to Officer John O'Keefe do not line up with a low-speed motor vehicle accident. There would have to be injuries to the legs, the torso, the hips, the knees, the shins. That little tiny, blemish on the knee of John O'Keefe does not qualify And I held my tongue for a long time because we didn't have access to the autopsy report, only little portions of it. But those injuries on the arm clearly look to me like dog bites. Go watch Garrett Wing's video from yesterday again to remind yourself of that and the show that I did with him, and that he and I did together, and we will all go down together. I think that's on there. Tosh Washington from Scotland, UK, great channel, Mel. Love my Scots, love my Irish viewers. Thank you guys for watching from across the pond. And thank you, everyone. Happy anniversary to me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's hope we have a verdict tomorrow. Please, 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 everyone, say a little prayer. Say a little prayer. A novena for Our Lady of Perpetual Help that we can please come to a verdict tomorrow. That would be so amazing. Thank you to my moderators. You, for the past year, have made this channel a really classy place to be. You keep it kind. You keep the chat safe. And thank you. I can't thank you enough. I couldn't do this without you guys. And my channel members, love you so much for wanting to be part of this community that we have built together. We even have a Rage Crochet Club. We've got it all. Stay positive. Hit the like button. As I always say to close out every stream, remember, my friends, be cool, be kind, be classy. Don't be like that person doxing Dr. Wolf's wife and kids on the cesspool of Twitter. Be cool, be kind, be classy. Really, it is not hard. It is so not hard. I promise you, your life will be better for it. You'll be happier. It's not hard to be kind. Peace. I'll see you tomorrow.